And what does hearing impairment mean to you?
I think hearing impairment means you're not able to hear as well as the average person.
What are some options for communication?
Sign language, lip reading, and if people have like a cochlear implant, I think they can talk and communicate that way too.
What are your experiences with people who are hearing impaired?
I went to high school with a boy who was deaf his whole life. He used to sign with his father, who was a teacher at my school, and then he got a cochlear implant, which allowed him to talk, but he always played sports and was just like any other student.
What does hearing impairment mean to you?
Hearing impairment means to me, it means that someone has problem hearing. They may not be completely deaf, but they are technically deaf and they need a hearing aid because it is defined by a doctor.
How many people are born deaf each year?
Maybe like 40 people out of 1,000.
Do you have any experiences with people who are hearing impaired?
Yes, one of my really good friends in high school had to wear a hearing aid on both ears. She was deaf when she was born, and then they did surgery, and then she was able to hear a little bit.
What are some options for people who are hearing impaired?
I know my friend had the cochlear ear implant. There's always the ear surgery to go with the ear implant. You can learn sign language, you can learn lip reading. Yeah, that's all I know.
How many people are born deaf each year?
I would guess about 100 out of 1,000.
What does hearing impairment mean to you?
To me, hearing impairment would just mean if somebody has any type of problem hearing, so it doesn't necessarily mean that they're deaf, but they could also just maybe need like a hearing aid, or maybe they have never even like gone to the doctor and known that they even have a problem.
What does hearing impairment mean to you?
Hearing impairment, an example would be if someone was born with maybe a disability in their ear, so they have a hard time understanding what people are saying. But it doesn't have to be by birth. It can also be an event that happened to them in their lifetime. So if they fell and hit their head, maybe they would have a hearing impairment, or if they were in a war and there was an explosion near them, they could be impaired in the ear.
What are some options for people who are hearing impaired?
I know that you can get hearing aids if you're hearing impaired. And also, I saw on Facebook recently from an advertisement through YouTube, it was very emotional, that people can get implants in their ears so that they can better understand